Shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out, prophesying the return of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. This is Brother Uriah from GMS Chicago, and with another installment of GMS Chicago Sit Downs. Basically, this is about the mark of the beast, as you heard from Willie Hutch. And the know of the mark of the beast has been out since the prophet John the Revelator had prophesied about it. And most people don't know what it is. If you go Google RFID chip implant, you'll see a whole bunch of videos all about it. Being at the mark of the beast, you're going to have a lot of debate and discussions about it. But if you read the scriptures, you're going to see that it describes what it describes. This is Revelations 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell in the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell in the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of the name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that have understanding can count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right, that's Revelations the 13th chapter, 14 through 18. That beast is talking about modern day America, run by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, the banking elite. They're running the world and running with its allies, NATO, the Caucasian so-called white man, which is biblically the Edomites, and they're the beast. All right, and he has a lot of miracles. One of the miracles is this microchip. Now, when the Revelator John was having this vision, he couldn't articulate and say, "Oh, it's a computer or a microchip or a VERICHIP or the RFID chip." He spoke and discerned through the Spirit, first of all, that this is the beast, the same beast that they were dealing with. But this is, he said, but that which had a wound by a sword and did live. The first realm was taken down. All right, it wasn't taken down because they just gave up. They got taken down through war. All right, and he said this is that group of people. All right, and on top of that, he says that if you don't take this, they will want to kill you. Okay, now people don't believe it, but it's going to happen to where it's going to be forced to either take the chip or don't take the chip, which might lead to you living or dying or being put in the FEMA camp or being ostracized to a certain degree. And it said he don't care if you're small or great, rich or poor, free or bond, you're going to receive that mark in your right hand or in your forehead. And it doesn't mean if you don't have a left hand or a right hand, you're not going to get it. They're going to put it in one of your hands. They're going to put it in behind your forehead. They're going to put it in, if you had nubs, they'll put it in the tip of your nubs. All right, and the key to figuring out what is the microchip is finding out what can you have that's put, first of all, in. All right, you say receive a mark in the right hand. That means put in your under the flesh, which means subdermally. All right, let's look that up real quick. Let's look up subdermal. All right, because you'll see if it's going to be in you, it has to be well, matter of fact, they're playing games. But if you go look up subdermal definition, situated or lying under the skin as tissue, or performed or introduced under the skin as an injection by a syringe. All right, now it says back in the scripture that you receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So in your right hand would be, if it's going to go inside, it has to be under the skin. And they let you know if something was going to be put under the skin, under the skin that's called subdermally. Well, let's go look at the RFID chip. If people don't, they can always find out more about the RFID chip implants. Just Google it, okay? This is from Native Americans, nativesdaily.com, and it says all Americans will receive a microchip implant in 2017. NBC News reports. Here's a picture of Brian Williams in that article. We're going to go check it out, but briefly I'm just going to read just a little bit. NBC has recently predicted that in 2017 all of America will be tagged with microchips. They will be implanted to help identify individuals and immediately. So one of their number one reasons when doing this is to identify individuals immediately. So you don't need, they're going to get away from having a physical ID card. People who refuse to carry one and the police come up and say, hey, what's your name? They give them false names. They want to be able to identify you immediately, which is wanting to be as if they're the Most High. What if you don't want to be known? What if you don't want to tell somebody who you are? Because you don't want to be part of their system. They're saying, fuck you and what you think. You're going to submit to their system, or you're going to get out of their system. All right? But they want to be like the Most High, like the scriptures say. All right? According to the report, the technology is used to answer one question: am I who I say I am? Some worry, however, that the RFID microchip would give the government too much power, allowing them to track every move, which is exactly what they want to do. In some states like Virginia, legislation is in process to stop this from happening, which they won't be able to stop it. The report also reveals an RFID brain chip that has been developed and currently being tested on several humans. So there you go, the RFID brain chip. All right, you have a brain chip that goes with the scripture, says in their right hand or in their foreheads. What's behind your forehead? Your brain. All right. So far, this is linking up real good with the scriptures and in the news. All right. It was reported that the use of microchips in Bill H.R. 4872 was located on page 1014 under National Medical Device Registry, and it tells about a Class 2 device that is implantable, and the bill has been passed. The bill was passed a couple of years ago under the Health Care Act. All right, and if you don't believe it, just go to Bill H.R. 4872, which this is H 4872. This is the bill, and it tells you, subtitle C, National Medical Device Registry, how there's going to be basically in general, Section 519 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, 21 U.S.C. 360I is amended A by redesignating subsection G as subsection H, and B by inserting as subsection F the following: National Medical Device Registry. The Secretary shall establish a National Medical Device Registry, so to register medical devices, all right, to facilitate analysis of postmark safety studies, outcome data on each device is or has been used in or on a patient. And if you understand that this is a device that they're going to put in according to the scripture, it's going to be in a Class 3 device or a Class 2 device that is implantable, life-supporting, or life-sustaining, letting you know that they can kill you, which is why he says if you don't take it, you know, they're gonna kill you. But if you do take it, it can kill you. Okay, and we're gonna go further into that. Now, if we go, I'm not gonna read this whole article. This is 2,000-page laws. I'm not gonna read all that, but it goes into it about it, and goes into that and lets you know that there is in the law. Implantable chip has been passed in the law. All right, so I'm gonna go briefly. Let's look at the article. This is a news report of Brian Williams.
More now of our special coverage here tonight, life in the U.S. in 10 years' time. By that time, there may be all kinds of new ways to safeguard and identify all those things that make each of us unique, our faces, even our fingerprints, even our eyes. Here now with more on the future of technology, NBC's Tom Costello.
The year is 2017. You're rushed to a hospital unconscious with no ID or medical history, but thanks to a microchip under your skin, it's all there. Science fiction 20 years ago, but a biometric reality today.
The technology is based on answering one simple question. Am I who I say I am?
Already, fingerprints and iris scans verify passenger identities at airports. Within 10 years, that technology may be even more widespread. And look for more complex facial recognition programs that scan a crowd of thousands looking for a single terrorist. Today's facial recognition software starts with the eyes. Then, it maps out the contours of the face and compares that against a database of millions, a database that's growing by the day. What's next? At the University of Bath in England, researchers predict big changes for consumers.
I think it is possible to free us completely of our wallets and keys using biometric technology.
Uh-oh. Free your wallets and keys, so they're going to your money. All right?
If that's what people want in 10 years' time.
In fact, it's already here. The latest home security locks use fingerprints to control deadbolts. And at the Jewel Osco grocery store in Chicago, some customers pay using their fingerprints. No paper or plastic.
You don't really need anything other than your hand, and you already got that with you.
So will future department stores scan our irises, like in the movie Minority Report, then offer products catered to who we are?
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap.
Experts say that technology is here now. The challenge is to safeguard our privacy in a brave new world. Tom Costello, NBC News, Alexandria, Virginia.
So
More now of our special coverage
they're
here.
letting you know that they have the RFID chip, and they have that technology, and it's going to be led to control you buying or selling, and control how you basically how you live. They're going to identify you. They want to track your every move. They want to know if you have your health information, your financial information, your criminal information, everything about you on the chip to control you as if and have to keep tabs on you as if they're the Most High. All right, that's not the only article. It's more articles here. You know,
Something you've likely seen in the movie.
Yeah, but it's also happening in real life. People are getting chips implanted in their hands and other places to make daily life a little easier.
okay. So it said in your hand and other places. So it doesn't matter if it's just in your hand or in your forehead. It's going to be injected into your body.
Opening doors to sending emails, a growing group is all in on the technology. Tonight, Susan Elizabeth Littlefield shows us how some people in the Twin Cities are embracing the extra personal technology that is turning them into human remote controls.
I can carry nearly 80 gigs of data in my head. 160 if I use a doubler.
Why'd you want to do that?
Set in the far-off year of 2021. This is the 1995 film, Johnny Mnemonic.
I need to sign on Logic 60.
Password and
One of several films that caught the attention of a boy growing up in Ridgefield.
What little boy didn't like sci-fi? Yeah, I love sci-fi, Star Wars, and I mean all the way through it.
And thus a passion was born.
That to me is a very inspiring concept. That we can be more than we're built. That's really where a lot of my passion is. There's so many limitations and conditions that we have as people that we can overcome. Put a little energy into it, a little technology.
That fear
So you see, so far, this guy, he's ready. He's loving it. He matter of fact, I bet you he's telling all his buddies, his friends, his pals, you know, hey, I got the chip. Get the chip. This is the chip, and it's going to be a great big fan for a lot of people. All right, they're going to love it. All right, it's going to be a big fad.
Little technology.
That fearless quest is how the software engineer ended up with a scalpel in front of him and ice by his side.
We'll put the implant, we'll take it out of this device and put it in here.
He's already got several chip implants. Now he's getting another.
This is an NFC chip, so it's similar to what phones have nowadays, where you can tap them to sometimes stickers or keychains. It's the same technology as that uses.
Despite the equipment used,
Literally lift a little tiny pocket of tissue with an elevator.
implants aren't done by doctors or nurses. The go-to in the Twin Cities is a body piercer named Verno.
I'm humbled by it. I'm humbled that anybody would even be interested in having us do that.
Chip makers who sell the products online are relying on piercing artists like Verno to implant the right size technology He's done about 7 similar procedures.
There is the chip.
There's really not much to it.
Without flinching, Tim endured 6 stitches without anesthesia. Bruno's not allowed to use it in the state of Minnesota. But the pain, Tim says, is for gain.
I don't know, is that 3? 6? Alright, I love this, actually.
This chip will suit.
Now, you didn't notice how they said 3 and then the 6s? Basically, it's like 3 6s. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is the chip is here. The technology is here. It's being applied. It's known. This was a Chinese website, and I had to like if I show the original website, you can translate pages. You can see this is mostly in Chinese and in split between Chinese and English. And basically, you know, not reading the whole the thing, but it says you may reject the idea of a microchip implant, but your grandchildren will embrace them, according to the professor, according to Professor Australia. You may reject the idea of a microchip implant, but your grandchildren could embrace them. Katrina Michael Information System and Technology, as well as scientific papers toward a National Associate Professor School University Ubervalence writer said, Wollongong in human subcutaneous implants may be 2 or 3 within 3 generations is commonplace. So they're letting you know it's going to be commonplace, and it's really going to be easy for the younger generation to take it because they're not going to be built up to resist it. All right. It says said subdermal chip implants in humans could be commonplace within 2 or 3 generations. It's going to be faster than that. All right, according to the Spirit of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All right, it says, and just recap a little bit, that the said subdermal chip implants in humans could be commonplace within 2 to 3 generations, but it's going to be faster than that. But now she sees the device as a threat to life, liberty, because most technical staff and politicians do not know if the silicone chip may harm human, not a device that can be used to determine the terms. So, you know, people don't know if it's going to be, you know, the script is going to tell you what the chip is going to do and entail, which means death. All right, we can go back to that in a second. We go back to Revelations, and you'll see it in a second. You'll find it. All right, and all these other companies are putting it out there too. All right, this is Revelations 19, and I'll start off with 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and the armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that he had with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. Those were both cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstones. Right? And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, with sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. And if you go to Revelations, the 14th chapter, it also tells you basically the same thing, that death is going to be waiting for those that take that chip. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they had no rest day or night who worship the beast and his image, and whoso receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of YAHAWASHI. So there's someone who's keeping the faith by not taking the chip, and there's going to be people who take the chip. And here's another article showing that the chip is being given out as we speak.
An office in Sweden is taking wearable technology to the next level by implanting microchips into their staff. Yes, that's right, the newly opened Epicenter office complex in Stockholm is offering workers the chance to be chipped under the skin of their hands. The radio frequency identification chip, which is about the size of a grain of rice, allows users to open doors, swap contact details, and use the photocopier.
It felt pretty scary, but at the same time it felt very modern, very 2015.
The chipping is entirely voluntary, and according...
Right now it's so-called voluntary, but it's going to be mandatory according to the scriptures. And you hear what this silly-ass bitch said? Oh, it seems like it's very modern and it's something new and that's why it's cool. What the fuck?
To manufacturers, it's completely safe.
And they're going to say it's safe. It's not fucking safe. I just read to you that it's going to cause you to be killed. All right? And there's other ones saying that they can make it, put poison in it to kill you.
Implantable human chips. Supporters hail the technology as a medical marvel, but critics warn that the potential risks are real. Well, they talked about, for example, electrical hazards. This thing is by no means inert. The way it works is it actually picks up and amplifies ambient electromagnetic energy from the reader devices. And if you have one of these things in your arm and you get within range of a powerful electromagnetic field, it can actually burn you.
So it's going to burn you with fire. It's going to burn you with holy fire. How about YAHAWASHI?
Kill you if you get out of line. A closer look at the...
And then they're telling you they can kill you if you get out of line. This is not Esau saying, oh, this is maybe and this is that. They always put a spin on it. They're always going to lie about it, but they're always going to tell you the truth too. All right? And you have to learn how to look between and read between the lines.
And the why behind this idea.
This next story may sound like something out of, well, a Hollywood thriller. A Saudi inventor has created a killer microchip. It's designed to track terrorists and criminals and, well, you can think of somebody. Not only does it include a GPS device, it also has a lethal dose of cyanide, which can be activated at any time. You get my point?
And that's the truth. They're going to be able to control you and kill you if you get out of line with that chip. That's the whole point of they wanting that chip. They're not going to say, now why would Esau put this out here? When you'll know through the scriptures that he's planning on giving you this to let you know that if you don't take this, you're going to die. But if you take it and you don't be obedient to them, you're still going to die. They want to control you. They want to run you. They want you to be obedient and subservient to them. All right? And it's so much information out here, it's retarded. Just got to go look it up. All right? They'll let you know that this is the truth. All right? They give you the whole 9 breakdowns of the RFID chips and so forth. All right? So I'm not going to keep going on. I think I proved the point. It's going to be many more lessons that come out about the microchip, the mark of the beast. Just wanted to give another one. And through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, let it be known that the mark of the beast is coming. We're going to keep pushing this vibration through the spirit of YAHAWASHI until YAHAWASHI returns and delivers us. Don't take the chip. If you want to be delivered, and if you want to be delivered, get into these scriptures. All right? Shalom.
So you better yield not to temptation, cause you'll find it all in the revelation.
I want to say all praises and honor to YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone, honors to all the Akim around the planet, lifting up YAHAWASHI in truth and sincerity. Shalom.